Hi everybody, this is Quianna. I have to record this video again because the video that I recorded, it didn't take. And again, I'm going to actually continue that discussion. So in that discussion, I was talking about uh, Candace Owens and her cross-examination of Rabbi Barclay. And I'm going to get into whether or not it's okay for us as human beings to get upset and and then give my opinion about who I believe is actually perpetuating this campaign against Owens. So I had initially stated in a video that I have much respect for Candace Owens, which I really still do have. I respect her as a human being and a Black woman who has, uh, merged and created her own path, merged into her own direction, created her own path. And I, where Candace Owens and where I disagree with Owens, is her critique of the Black American community. I don't really uh, think that that position is consistent, but I actually respect Candace Owens, her position that she has freedom of speech to critique us uh, in the way that she does, but I don't agree with her commentary on Black America. Now, I think that Candace Owens conducted a fierce examination of her critique of, a fierce cross examination of Rabbi Barclay in her critique of a paper that he published. Now, what she did was she actually combed through the paper and paragraph by paragraph, read the paragraph, and identified specific statements that were inflammatory and ad hominem attacks. And in those statements, what Candace Owens did was she asked for him to clarify his position. And he clarified his position and doubled down to say that he believed that those comments about her, and what she did was she actually, I think in my opinion, what she did was she showed videos and tweets of her actually not holding those positions and not saying the things that she was that he claimed that she has said. So basically what Barclay was doing was he was taking Candace Owens' position out of context and the statements that she held out of context as well. And so by putting Rabbi Barclay on the stand and cross-examining on him on his own statements, and then providing factual, documentary, and audio video evidence of the facts in the specific situation, we got to see that the positions that Barclay was holding, although his own, were inflammatory, they were libelous, they were defamatory and slanderous, and rightfully so. That publication that he published that article in retracted it completely. And in my personal opinion, Owens conducted a very fierce cross examination of Rabbi Barclay. Now, I want to say that I don't personally agree with Candace Owens when it comes to some position that she holds. So again, I I don't have a dog in the fight. You know, she has held some very strong positions, and whether or not I agree with that, it remains to be seen. Of course, there are some things, like I said, that Candace Owens has said that I just don't agree with. But I respect her as a Black woman who has forged her own path and is, creating a lane for herself to speak truth to power in a way that brings her some self-respect. And I can 100% appreciate that about Owens. Now, I want to get into a discussion about Candace Owens and Rabbi Shmuley. Now, again, I'm not taking the position of Candace Owens when I give you my opinion about this conflict. There is some commentary that Candace Owens has given on the Palestinian Israeli conflict, and there is commentary that Shmuley has given on the Palestinian and Israeli conflict as well. And I have spent the last few weeks really examining both of these individuals and their social media accounts and the things that they are putting out into Twitterverse. And I'm of the opinion that Rabbi Shmuley is obsessed with Candace Owens. I'm of the opinion that Rabbi Shmuley has a repressed attraction for Candace Owens, and that he is competing for her attention. Now, I'm not being inflammatory or disrespectful when I say that that's my own personal opinion, and I could be wrong about that. But I do certainly feel that Rabbi Shmuley has an obsession with Candace Owens. Candace Owens has over 4 million or almost 3 million, maybe approximately 4 million. I haven't really checked. 4 million followers. And of course, Rabbi Shmuley, his followership is more at, I want to say like 275, I think. So there's, or maybe it's around 400,000. I don't know. Again, I haven't really checked, but I know it's less than Owens. And Owens has a platform that makes it very attractive for people to actually voice their opinions. Now, Rabbi Shmuley has a platform as well. He's been on Piers Morgan, and he's debated a couple of people from Cenk Uygur to, I think, some other people as well. But what I think in this particular situation with Owens and Shmuley is, I think that Shmuley has an attraction for Owens. I think that he's competing for her attention, but I think that Owens is, in my personal opinion, out of his league, and that maybe it will be important for him to actually just be her friend or to respond differently to her than in a way that he's responding now. Now, again, Candace Owens has invited a lot of people on her show. And I think that if Shmuley went about this particular situation a different way, she probably would have invited her on his show as she did with Rabbi Barclay. But I don't think that he is going to get that opportunity to come on Candace Owens' show because of the inflammation that he would probably bring to the show, like he has brought to other shows, such as if you watch him on Piers Morgan's, there's a lot of inflammation that he brings to the show. Now, this is not anything against Shmuley as an individual. This is not against Shmuley as, an attack on his ethnicity, or his religious beliefs. No, this is the way that he has conducted himself in debates and the way that he has conducted himself with Owens. And I'm not saying that Owens is perfect and that she's conducted herself 100% of the time, or said 100% of the time, the best things. What I'm saying is that I certainly believe that there is repressed feelings or a repressed attraction that Shmuley has for Candace Owens. Of course, again, will reiterate, she's a very beautiful woman with a very attractive platform. So a lot of men, the way that she carries herself and the way that she speaks so eloquently and how she articulates her thoughts, that is, I think, a double-edged sword for a lot of men, that men are attracted to her, and and not only that, but sometimes men may feel that they can't compete with her. But this raises an important question, which Candace brought up in a show that she did subsequently, is about whether or not it's okay for us to get angry, because Candace Owens said that there were people that were combing through every tweet and response that she made to try and do, I gotcha, or, see, I told you so, to try and get her to respond in a way that was angry, or, to give it a response that people could say that she was not well, mentally, that she was mentally unstable, is what Candace Owens was saying. And I can totally see that Candace Owens, I can totally see that Candace, why she feels that way. I really can, because she is a public figure. Like you and I, myself, and of course some of you out there, we don't have public platforms. We're not public figures. Candace Owens is a public figure. She has millions of followers. She has a lot of people scrutinizing and combing through her tweets. And whereas you and I, we might have one or two people doing that to us to try and discredit us, she has hundreds of people doing that to her, So it's a level of, it's an intensity that could, deplatform a person and potentially make them come undone. Now, it's important to say, in my opinion, that for people like you and I, that we don't have a platform, we're not public figures, I think for us, it hits harder because it's easier to pull the platform, that first step, away from us to where we can't even get on it, and to isolate us and to enshrine us in this false narrative that we are, unstable, and that we aren't really sure of what we're talking about. And this is done to dissidents, journalists, and human rights defenders. And I think that Candace Owens is hitting on something very important here, is that there is an attempt right now to enshrine Candace in instability by the dominant society. Now, Candace Owens believes that it's something else and other people that are doing it, but what I believe is that it's people with positional power. It's people who have referent power, legitimate power, people who are exercising reward power, coercive power. It's these people, in my personal opinion, that is gung-ho on trying to deplatform her and to take away everything that she has built for herself. And I think that she has exercised, self-control in a way that probably most of us wouldn't have. And it raises the question as to whether it's okay for us to have, to get angry. Like for you and I, even for myself, just for myself, I'll talk about myself, is that I personally feel like I can't get angry. Like I feel that I always have to remain in statue. Because if I get angry, then a person can try and, like they've already done, taking away some of the things that I have created for myself, or I'm trying to create for myself. Now, there are people that are working every single day to try and do the same thing that they're doing to Candace Owens. They're trying to do that same thing to me. And it's really hurtful that people just can't, they have a problem with freedom of speech. Now, I believe that the person that are sitting behind these laptops and these computers, and they're hacking away and holding on to every word you say, I believe that these people have some repression that's going on with them, that there is a level of obsession and a level of, just, there's something about the obsessiveness that they have to continue to, watch and hold on and try to pick apart everything that every person is saying. Now, I appreciate a spirited debate. I really do. But you have a group of people that are, I believe, that they're dangerous. And what I mean by that is that they, especially some of these people that are hacking, and there's a level of danger within these people that they are watching. Just think about it. You have people watching everything that you do 24/7, and they're doing this every single day, as Owens has stated. And they're trying to get you to come undone. They're trying to catch you when you're undone so that they can say, I told you so, gotcha. So I'm right. I'm right about this person. And what they're really trying to do is they're trying to catch you, not in your professional life, but in your human life. We all, as humans, we all have the right to get angry. It's a human emotion that we all share. We all share this emotion. We have a right to get angry. In our private life, it's important for us to exercise these emotions, or we wouldn't be human. That's why God gave it to us. God gave us the emotion of love, anger, happiness, joy, sadness, because God wanted us to be able to feel these things, to exercise these things, because it is what makes us human. But we have people such as those in the dominant society and very obsessive people and narcissistic people, unfortunately, that are working to try and get us to come undone and to get us to, engage or react in a way that seems abnormal to the public, because they have an obsession with psychological violence. They have a fetish for psychological violence. They are in love with psychological violence. They are obsessed with psychological violence. And I think it's just a very sickening aspect of humanity that you have people that like this. And again, I've read a lot of books on dark psychology. I've read a lot of books on, how people play these games. So I understand it fully. And I'm pretty sure that Candace, in her position as a journalist and a political commentator, that she understands it all too well as well. Now, I want to go on and say that this also may tie into people with positional power. So that's government officials, political figures that are engaging in these campaigns to tear its own people down. And I think it's done in a way to actually silence us. So